We're going to go ahead and finish up the scene here. I might make the background a little better. I'm going to want to add shadows because this scene is supposed to happen at night with the light coming from the lamp behind us. So let's see what we could finish up on this thing here before we go on. Let's see what we have here. Okay, so he's bouncing up and down. And this scene is supposed to last for 3 seconds. So 1001, 1002, 1003. It's supposed to loop like this. Okay, so let's pause this right here. So what I want to do is the bed sheet is white. I'm going to import, I think, a picture on a top frame of, go this way. I want to, whoops, I'm messing up my thing here. Wrong. Okay. Open this up. Oh no, again. Slowly open this up. Drag this like that to the side. And we should get our, okay. Okay, so as you see here, the bed sheet is a little bit of gray on the side. So I'm going to go ahead and make a screenshot of this. And I'm going to edit the screenshot, and I'm going to save the screenshot, save the photos. And what I want to do is I want to import the screenshot, which is a drop and drag. Just touch it and drag it onto the work area, and it should be importing, right? So I'm going to move this over this side like that so you can see both things. Okay. So here, and I'm going to crop it. This is so I could just have a reference. So when I'm doing the coloring, I'll have a reference of the scene of how it's supposed to look like. Make it small. So what I did was I just created a layer on top so I can have a reference for my coloring and my shading. Because if you notice here, the shading is just a color that has a different opacity on the top of everything else. It's right here. And the room is green. We have, looks like yellow here, and a little painterly. So we want to kind of like emulate that in our background. So let's go to the background layer, which is this one right here. Background layer is separated into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6 layers. And I think I want to simulate the green in the background. So just so it won't be so jarring once someone comes from the previous scene to this scene, they'll still have green in the background as a unifying element. Okay, so let's put it right here so I can. Okay. So there we go. I'm going to color the background a little bit of green, not too much green. So I'm going to select the color here. And I'm going to select the dry ink tool. I want my green to be all the way in the back layer. So layer 99 is going to be the green. I'm going to go ahead and hide that. And I'm going to start coloring. Like, it's going to be very, very subtle. I don't want it to override what's going on. Kind of like in photography where something is out of focus in the background. That's what that's what I'm going for here. Okay. So there you go. Look at that. I'm gonna use my smudge tool to smudge it out. So things could be, so they know it's part of the style. I'm gonna put a little bit inside here. Just keeping with the style. Remember, if you do a certain style, try to keep everything consistent. Oops. Whenever I try to open up this into this little area here, it won't let me. So like this. Okay. Back here, I'm going to go and turn on the color again so I can grab this color here. There. That's for the headboard. I want him out of the way. I want this guy out of the way. So what I'm going to do, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get to the headboard of the bed, but his afro is blocking it. So I'm going to select on the foreground layer and turn off. I'm going to select the background layer and turn it off so I can have access to it. This just means that it's no longer the background layer, so I could draw on it without obstruction. So just a little bit like that. You know, just a little bit. Because, you know, the background is not the focal point of this animation, but I just don't want it to be just, you know, like as if I neglected the background. I want people to see the foreground, but I don't want them to think that, oh, this guy just didn't do the background. So you can see it's, you know, the background is still there. Let's pause it a little bit. Let's go back to the background layer, turn that off again, and use select the layer I want, and just merge everything together, smush everything together like this, and go back here, go to the green, and smush everything together so it's like that. Okay, so that's enough. Wait a moment, the bed, if I remember, you look closely, the bed has some gray on the side here and some lighting here, so I'm going to make some gray on the side of the bed. See how the gray is on the side? So I'm going to go here. I'm going to select gray, and I'm going to let's see what I do here. Okay, the gray needs to be on not the very top layer, but put it right here. Put it on right here, so that could be on top. There you go. Let's see. Let's here. Just so you know, it's it's the same. But the idea is you don't really want to have them looking too much at the background. It must not be too distracting. Now, if I were drawing an establishing shot, of of a city or something, then I would put more detail into the background. But the idea behind this shot is him bouncing up and down, and they're still on the bed. Still on the bed that we saw in the previous scene. And it's still the same time of day. I mean, still same time of night. And it's generally the same. Okay. And see in this shot, the shadows are underneath, coming from, there's more shadow on this side than on this side, on the floor right here. So I'm going to do that too on the floor, just so we can have some sort of consistency in the shot here. That here. So the shadow would be, more than likely the shadow would be like this, right? Kind of like floating, because the bed would have like this and like this. All right, the bed would be like this, and there'd be a little bit of floating like that. So there's that. There's that. So we don't really need to show that. So there we go. Look, I'll give it a little bit of dimension. This off here. Look at that. A little bit more. Oops. So here I'm using my smudge tool. There we go. Smudge it out. Because they're coming from, actually, this scene is first. This scene will be first, then this scene will be after this scene. Because what's going on is he is, whoops, I'm going to turn on the background again. Turn on the background. All right. Play. This is the first scene. And then after that scene will come this scene, where he's does this. Okay. Because we don't see his face. Then the next scene we see his face. I don't think I really need to do anything with this lamp. It just shows that there is something in the room. The next scene, we see that there is a picture right here, picture of the background. So I want to include that in the background here. I have a picture. So let's go to the background again. All the way down. Let's put the picture in there. I'm going to, I don't want a big square to be a distraction in the background there. So I am just going to make it color gray like this, or maybe I could just make it black to keep it consistent with this right here. So I'm going to make that picture. Oops, change my ink to Studio Pen. And it's about this size here, that size there. And the picture is about this size of the backboard here. It's like that, like that, 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 and then this is let's see. Oops, excuse me. It's a little. Let's put it up here a little bit more. There we go. So that gives an indication that okay. And you know what? I might as well put that picture actually inside here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my selection tool. I'm going to select that picture here. I'm going to 3-finger swipe down. And I'm going to cut and paste, which cuts that into a new layer. See, it's in a new layer now. I'm going to do it again, duplicate, just because I don't want to, I still need this as a reference, but I'm going to use this one. All right. And I don't need this part. I'm going to delete that part. And I don't need this part. I'm going to delete that part. And I don't need this part because I just need the picture of the painting. And I'm going to delete this part right here. Now I have the picture of the painting. Put it right there. Okay. So I can just blow it up, that picture right here. And it's pixelated and it's blurry, but that's what I want. Because I don't want this to be eye-catching. So I'm going to go warp, and I'm going to warp this picture out to make it fit approximately the frame here. Like this. That. There. There you go. Like that. Okay. So there's that shot there. And this is why I kept the that, because there's still is a reference for me to see that, oh, there's still another picture here on this side. So I'm going to draw, reach my limit, 68 layer limit. And I'm at 20 minutes right now, so I'm going to call this quits for the day, for this tutorial. I'm going to show you what I have, and I'm going to finish this up on my own time. I'm going to add another picture here, another picture there, just so we can have more of the environment. And I guess tomorrow I'll do the shadowing if I don't get to it tonight. Put it so you guys can see. Okay, so there you go. So I'm sure you guys already know how to export, but I'll show you anyway. You go here, and you go share, and you go export, export as animated MP4. And here, 15 frames per second, and you export it. That, and you go save video. Okay, and it saves it to the, see it popped up to the side right here. And there it is. That's the exported drawing. 1 second. All that was just for 1 second, but then I'll loop it in Adobe Premiere to run 3 seconds. So there's the one. Okay. All right. Thank you very much.